Hi, my name is Aaron, and this is my show, Reeducation, and today I'm going to talk about propaganda. Now, propaganda is interesting in that it's not necessarily a good or bad thing. It's a tool used to convey a certain message, to convey certain information, and depending on where that information is coming from, depends on if it's good propaganda, bad propaganda, neutral propaganda, or otherwise. You see, the thing about it is that in a system, in a society where we are constantly being fed ideals of neoliberal capitalism, the moment that you are introduced into that society as a thinking, autonomous human being, basically the moment you are able to think and speak and act on your own, you are being propagandized to. Even as an infant child, your parents, whether they want to or not, instill in you their religious beliefs, their political beliefs, their spiritual ideologies that will inherently define who you are as a person. Those things are all different, subtle forms of propaganda. I mean, it doesn't necessarily need to always be a picture, a TV show, a movie, a message to scream at you propaganda. It can be done in small, subtle ways that you don't even notice, that you don't even realize as you go on throughout your day. Concepts like policemen are good, or there's no such thing as a free lunch, or all authority must be blindly obeyed are things that are ingrained in us since childhood. And ever since that point, we are enforced and encouraged to continue to go on with those sorts of beliefs, those sorts of ideologies. And once you make it into school, that behavior is again reinforced in many other ways. Now you have an entire population of students who think in a similar way, who believe in a similar way, and who want a similar thing, all influencing you to act and be and do those things like they are. That's what I call the system norm. The thing that everybody's doing, so you must do it as well. It's part of propaganda. It's part of being in that system, not thinking that there is any other way to live, knowing that that is the way things are, the way things were, and the way things can only be. And it's not. They've already spent years in the schooling system being propagandized to and being given all this information to make them into obedient workers, not autonomous, fully thinking human individuals. They're not taught. We're not taught to think for ourselves. We're taught to think as a part of a cog in a capitalist machine. We are specifically told that we must become the best at one specific task. Do not branch out. Do not try to become good at many things, because becoming good at many things would mean that you would be given the adaptability, the ability to be able to think in an abstract way, to be able to do things differently, to be able to move past just being that single cog, that one piece of the machine, and being more than that, becoming an actually fully fledged human individual. That is what they were so worried about at the beginning of the Industrial Revolution, when people were inevitably turned into a number, turned into just a part of a machine on a production line. They were just doing the same task over and over and over again every single day. That's what happens when you do the exact same task every single day over and over and over again. You become that task. You become that thing, that piece of the puzzle, that part, and you're not that. You are more than that, and you shouldn't have to be turned into a cog in the machine. But that is what you have become, because you're propagandized to every single day. When you are told in school, that is how you should act, this is how we should be, this is how we should dress, that is what the system norms dictate for us to be like. But by the time you leave school, by the time you enter the workforce and you become a cog in that machine, you've already gone through all of the conditioning. You've already gone through all of the propagandizing that has made you become completely complacent to the entire society. Not only has your belief structure been enforced that way your entire life, now you've just become jaded, and you believe that the system just simply functions this way. There's no other way for it to function. Because why would you even entertain the idea that it could function in any other way? That would collapse your entire worldview. Every part of the structure of this system has been orchestrated to make sure that the system seems like it's a cohesive, properly functioning organism, and it's not. It's clearly falling apart at every single one of its seams, and yet we are constantly, every single day, seeing people you know, people you love, people you care about, trying to justify this machine, trying to say that it's still functioning, and it is not. But they can't see that it's not because they've been conditioned to believe and see it as the way that the system happens to function. This is just normal. This is how it goes. It's not how it goes. This is not how a system should function. A system should function to benefit society, not to benefit a select elected few that just make all of the profit for themselves and leave us, the bottom 99%, with absolutely nothing. Nothing but the scraps. The system is broken, and we are being propagandized to think that it's fine. Now, we have to understand that the propaganda is thick. It's impossible sometimes to see through the bullshit. But that's okay, as long as you have the idea, the understanding that you are being propagandized to, you at least have a chance. Don't let it let you become complacent, obviously. You can always be marketed to, but knowing that you can be marketed to is at least the first step in allowing us to be able to get out from underneath this. At least that's the way I look at it. My name is Aaron. This is my show, Reeducation. Thanks for watching.